Okay. May the Lord bless this service and let the Holy Spirit flow through us. Okay. So, the sermon today is 3 Kings. Very short today, but it's going to let you know about these kings and the different ways they were. Now, in a situation where we have man's rulership over us instead of God's, do you think it's going to be better? If a man invents a rule, like sometimes people invent rules for a church, you can't wear this, you can't do that, you can't. They're rules that are invented by people, and sometimes people prefer that. Yes. Okay. So 1 Samuel 8. And he said to him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk. They're not being very nice to Samuel, are they? Okay. Behold, thou art old, thy sons walk not in thy ways. And this was true, his sons weren't. Samuel is one of the best people in the Bible. He never betrays God, ever. He sticks to his word. But he could not control his children. Now, is that Samuel's fault? No, because when children get older, they make their own choices. So many times I've seen parents, same parents with 2 different children. One goes bad, one's good. I've seen this happen many times. So it's not always it's the fault of the parents, not always. Okay. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. We want to be like everyone else. Did they not realize that they were special, being judged by God? Isn't it better to be ruled by God? But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, Give us a king to judge us, and Samuel prayed to the Lord. Where's that clicker? No. We just got a new clicker. Where is it? I lost it. I don't believe I've lost it. I was holding it just now. Ah, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. And the Lord said to Samuel, Listen to the voice of the people. In all that they say to thee, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me. You preaching as well, son? That I should not reign over them. They don't want God anymore. We want to be like other nations. What a kick in the teeth. According to all the works which they've done since I brought them out of Egypt, even to this day, wherewith they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. I appointed Samuel to rule over you, and he did great. He did amazing. Okay? But because he's old, suddenly a problem's come, and you've lost heart. You've lost confidence in God's leadership. Now, this broke my heart because in the Bible, God has done everything he possibly can for them. He can't do more for them. He's defeated their enemies. He's freed them. He's protected them. He's blessed them. They've won battles that they should never have won. And this is how they treat God. Now, therefore, listen to their voice. I'm going to give them what they want. Howbeit, yet protest solemnly to them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. And Samuel told all the words of the Lord to the people that asked him a king. He said, This will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots to be his horsemen. Some shall run before his chariots. And he will take your fields and vineyards and your olive yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. That's right, son. That's right. Learn to preach. Yeah. He wants to be preaching now. Look, he's turning around and talking to the people, pointing. Now, You'll notice I've skipped some verses here. Samuel says to him, he'll take your daughters just to be his concubine. He'll take everything you've got. Is this the king that you want? This is the type of king you'll have. You're not going to get a king who rules you like God does. There's going to be a flaw. Now, I looked up every single king in the Bible. And did you know that none of them were righteous? All of them made mistakes. But God doesn't make mistakes. You were always better off with God leading you. And that's the message. Okay. It's okay, son. It's okay. Go on. And he said, this will be the manner of the king. Oh, wait. Next one. I've read that one. Okay. You shall cry out in that day because of your king, which you have chosen. And the Lord will not hear you in that day. Why? Sometimes people get in a situation, a bad situation, because of themselves. We were talking about motorbikes today. Motorbikes very dangerous. If you buy one and you crash and you lose your arm, oh God, why did you do that? I didn't do that, did I? It was your choice. A mother says to the daughter, don't go to this party. Have you ever seen those old horror films? 80s horror films. You lot are probably too young. In the horror film, the kids go, let's go to the cabin in the woods. And there's mad people there. Well, what did you expect? You went to a cabin in the middle of the woods. You didn't go around someone's house, have a Bible study or something like that. You know, it's a situation that you get yourself into and you blame God. He's given you the advice. We should have listened. Morning, Brad. Okay. No, what did I do? Okay. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel. And they said, nay, but we will have a king over us. Now, this is going to happen to you. Your mum's going to give you advice. Maybe your friend's going to give you advice. And you say, no, I'm not going to listen. I don't care about the bad things that are going to happen to me. Till they happen, you won't. That we may also be like the other nations, but the other nations aren't good. Sometimes you want to go to school and you see people taking drugs. Yes, in school they take drugs, especially in England. I was there. You want to be like them. You want to be like other nations. We want to fit in. Oh, you know, these people use pronouns. I'm not going to use them. It's against the Bible. I'm not going to call a man a woman. Nothing is going to make me do that. Now, here is the thing. That our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. That's the lazy way, isn't it? It's someone else's problem, not ours. Well, here's the thing about that. You're never better off without God. So what do? We take the best person we can find. This is the best person there is in Israel. Okay? Let's make him king. This man had a son whose name was Saul, a choice young man and goodly. There was not among the children of Israel a goodlier person than him. This is the best that you can find. Okay? From his shoulders and upwards, he was higher than any of the people. What does that mean? That means very tall. Head and shoulders above the rest. We get it from the Bible. You know, we say that as an expression. It's from here. The tallest person in Israel only come up to his shoulder. That's how big this guy was. That's how big Saul was. So he looks the part. He's the best. Now, you don't become great without a problem in your life. Sometimes, you know, you see? So we have a problem so that we can become great in some way. God's got to bring this greatness out of you. How does he bring it out of you? I'm going to throw something in front of you, and it will lead you to something better. But why do I have this thorn in my side? 2 Corinthians. It's for a reason. The problems are for a reason, to bring out something in you. Now, the asses of Kish, Saul's father, were lost, and Kish said to his son, take now one of the servants with thee, and arise and go seek them. Now, it doesn't seem like a big thing. So what? Some donkeys go missing. Who cares? If that's all you own, that's a big deal. That's like all your money in the bank, getting up and walking off. This is your whole family's wealth. Your whole family's wealth. So it's important. You have to. What's that? What's that? Well, no, I can't go walking now. I'm preaching, Agabi. I can't. Joe, come on. Mummy's coming. Don't worry. Mummy, yeah. Okay. Now, get up and do something about it. Arise. A problem has happened. Arise. Okay? Behold, there is in this city a man of God, and he's an honorable man. Notice they don't always go together. Because there's a man of God doesn't always mean he's an honorable man. So he has to say that as well. He's a man of God and he's an honorable man. Okay? Just because someone's a pastor doesn't mean they're a great guy. I've met some real scamized pastors, like horrible ones. And he said, and he saith, cometh surely to pass. Let us go thither, peradventure he can show us the way we should go. Then said Saul to his servant, but behold, if we go, what shall we bring this man? What does that mean? Saul's got no money now. All his wealth is gone in those things that were lost. God put that so that he would seek this man of God. God has a master plan like chess that you only see afterwards. Okay? For his bread is spent, and there is not a present to bring the man of God. Okay. I liked it when he was preaching. I like it when he was pointing and preaching. That was pretty cool. Yes, he's very disruptive, but I love it. Okay. So, God said to Samuel, tomorrow about this time, I will send thee a man out of the land of Benjamin. Thou shalt anoint him to be captain over my people Israel, that he may save my people out of the hand of the Philistines. Okay? For I have looked upon my people, because their cries come unto me. Even though they've insulted God, he still loves them. This is the love of God. And when Samuel saw Saul, the Lord said to him, behold, the man whom I spake to thee of, this same shall reign over my people. Now notice this. Samuel answered Saul and said, I am the seer. Go up before me to the high place, for you shall eat with me today. Tomorrow I will let thee go, and I will tell thee all that is in thy heart. I'm going to tell you what you're thinking and the reason you're here. That's what Samuel says to him. And as for the asses that were lost 3 days ago, set not thy mind upon them, for they are found. They're just the reason that God brought you to me, so that I can make you king. Greatness has to come out of you, whether you like it or not. The only way that's going to happen is with a problem. So I'm going to send you another problem. Don't worry about that one. I'm just going to send you another problem to bring this greatness out. Okay? And on whom is the desire of all of Israel? Is it not on thee and all of thy father's house? You were worried about some donkeys. But there are more important things that you need to worry about. They will lead to a greater thing. Sometimes a small problem in your life was put there to save you from a bigger one. And that's what it is. Now, we're used to moaning. Who moans about their problems? Ted's got her feet up. Vilma's got her feet up as well. Yes, yes. We moan about our problems, right? Except that we don't know why God's put them in there. The book of Job. We've done that another day, but you see, they were for a reason as well. Saul answered and said, am I not a Benjamite, Benjamite, of the smallest of the tribe? Ain't I? My tribe is not that special. You sure you want me? See his heart, see his mind. And my family, the least of the families of the tribe of Benjamin. Benjamin's not a very big tribe, and we're the smallest of them. Wherefore then speakest thou so to me? Well, the reason is because God chose you. And who cares about big families? These are things that matter to people. Oh, this is from the California Smiths or wherever it is. What was it in that film Titanic? Are you from the yeah? Are you from the famous Dawson's from thing? You know, these are things that matter. Who cares? God can choose anyone. Let me go to the next one. Then Nahash the Ammonite came up. Okay, now's the real problem. The reason I did all this was for the real problem. So this little problem led to the big one. Okay. Nahash the Ammonite came up and camped against Jabesh Gilead. And all the men of Jabesh said to Nahash, make a covenant with us and we will serve thee. What does God say? Do not make a covenant with evil. None. Zero. And this is the rules. It's not just for them, it's for today. Don't make a covenant with evil to do evil. It doesn't work. You think that's going to solve your problem. It's never going to solve your problem. Then Nahash the Ammonite answered them, on this condition will I make a covenant with you, that I may thrust out all your right eyes and lay it for a reproach upon all Israel. Now, this is a very not nice thing to do. He wants to cut out their eyes and lay them down so that everyone can see that I cut out all of Israel's eyes. What did you expect if you tried to make a deal with evil? Do you think evil's going to be reasonable? If you're in a financial situation, I've got money problems, say, and I go to sell drugs, is that going to increase my money problems? Yes, because then I'll be in jail. I can't work and make no money. That's how it works. Okay, same here. No deal. We're not for sale. Then came the messengers to Gibeah of Saul and told the tidings in the ears of the people. And all the people lifted up their voices and wept. What is happening before this? Let me lay it down for you. Everyone is at war with each other in Israel. Everyone's fighting each other in Israel. What is this situation doing? Slowly, what is God doing? Everyone is getting together. Watch how God does it and the genius of the way he does it. And the Spirit of God came upon Saul when he heard these tidings, and his anger was kindled greatly, increased. Is it wrong to be angry against evil? No, you're supposed to be. If these things that they're showing children in school isn't making you angry, then we're not real Christians. We don't have this spirit. If you're angry about these pride parades and these things like that, that's the Spirit of God in you. You're angry for a reason. If you're angry with Disney for the vile, perverted stuff they're showing children, that's the Spirit of God in you. You know why? Because God is angry with them. And the Spirit of God's in you, so you're angry with them. Let it flow out of you. It's not wrong. In the right way, of course. Now, he took a yoke of oxen, secured them in peace. He sent them out. So what does he do? Whoever cometh not forth after Saul, whoever doesn't follow me, so shall it be done to his oxen. And the fear of the Lord fell on the people, and they come out with what? One consent. What has Saul done with one act? He was a natural leader. He got all of them together. That's how it is. Notice, who are the most hated people? Christians. We're hated by the cults. We're hated, we're hated by the Muslims. We're hated by the atheists. We're hated by the alphabet soup community. Why? Because we're against you. Behold, I am against you. Because God's against you. The love of the Lord is to hate the evil way. Remember? What did David say? Have I not hated them that hate you, Lord? Yes, I do. Now, when he numbered them, the children of Israel were 300,000 and the men of Judah 30,000. 330,000 people united by what? One problem where his donkeys went missing. A strategic move by God that knows what he's doing to lead him to this place, to make these things happen, make the greatness happen. Now, what happens if none of this happened? There would be no army to fight, and it would be worse. Forget the donkeys. That's not a real problem anymore, is it? This guy is going to cut out all of Israel's eyes. That's a real problem. Now, so it was on the morrow that Saul put the people in 3 companies. They came to the middle of the host in the morning watch and slew. Notice he goes straight to the middle. He's not afraid at all. The middle. And slew the Ammonites to the heat of the day. And it came to pass that they which remained were scattered, so that 2 of them were not left together. They were running so fast away from the army that they were running in so many directions that 2 people couldn't run together. Why? Because God was with them. You made no covenant with evil. That's king number 1. Let's go to the next one. And all the people, as one, went to Gilgal. They made Saul king before the Lord. They sacrificed sacrifices of peace offerings before the Lord. Notice, they're all worshipping the Lord now. Things are back to how they should be. Okay? And all the men of Israel rejoiced greatly. I haven't put it in the sermon, but there were some people that didn't like Saul. But after this, how can you not like him? He's got everyone together. And that's why things happen sometimes. King number 2, Hezekiah. Considered a good guy, but he makes his mistakes. Now, this is pretty blatant. This is how Greek people talk. Just in your face. Listen to how Isaiah says to him. In those days when Hezekiah is sick unto death, and Isaiah the prophet, son of Amos, came to him and said to him, Thus says the Lord, set thine house in order, for you shall die and not live. Thanks, Isaiah. Oh, you're just full of cheery good news, aren't you? Okay? Now, he prays to God. You would do, if you've got news like this from Isaiah, you pray straight to God. God hears. Go and say to Hezekiah, Thus says the Lord God of David thy father, I have heard thy prayer, and I have seen thy tears. Behold, I will add unto thy days 15 years. And he defeats the army. Morning, Jonah. Open the door for them. Morning, morning, morning. Big Jonah and little Christian. Okay. So he defeats the army and he adds 15 years to his life because God can do anything. Okay? As bad as the news that you guys have, God can do anything. Brother, do you want a big Bible? We've got real King James ones, proper ones. It's yours to keep. Everything's free here. Yeah? Good. All right then. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Now, what else happens? Now, if God has given you extra life and destroyed your enemies for you, okay, I didn't put that in, but he does that for him as well. Just as an extra thing, God does that. What does he do with this extra life that he's been given, Hezekiah? At that time, Merodach-Baladan, roughly, the son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent letters and a present to Hezekiah, for he had heard that he had been sick and was recovered. And Hezekiah was glad of them and showed them the house of his precious things, the silver, the gold, the spices, the precious ointment, and all the house of his armor. And all that was found in his treasures, there was nothing in his house nor in his dominion, that Hezekiah showed them not. Is this why God saved his life? So that he could boast of his treasures to Babylon. If you have wonderful children and you're saying, my kids are just so wonderful, what if you're saying it to someone who can't have children? What if you're saying, look at my great new car, look at it, it's got everything, leather seats, special radio, and this person can't afford a car? Or what we're doing right, don't boast about the things you have. You don't know the financial situation of the other person. Now, it's normal someone comes to your house, you've got a lovely house, let me show you around. Cyprus like this, exactly. Cyprus is like this. Let me tell you something. My people, if somebody's bought a Mercedes 2022, the next door neighbor must buy one 2023 to be better. It doesn't matter if he goes bankrupt. He has to do it to show his neighbor, I'm better than you. This is Cyprus. This is how it is. Not in the villages. My auntie's still, they give away grapes and things, the old village life. But here in the city, this is what it's like. I must show I'm Greek and this is how it is. Okay? Now this is exactly what's happening with Hezekiah. God didn't give you extra life so that you can show off to the king of Babylon. Okay? Isaiah's back with more good news. Okay. Then said he, what have they seen in thine house? And Hezekiah answered, all that is in my house they've seen. There's nothing among my treasures that has not shown them. Then said Isaiah to Hezekiah, hear the word of the Lord of hosts. Now the thing about Isaiah, when you read him, he never sugarcoats anything. He never puts anything in a nice way with charisma. He just tells it like it is. Behold, the day shall come that everything that is in thine house, and that which thy fathers have laid up in store to this day, shall be carried to Babylon. Nothing shall be left, said the Lord. And of thy sons that shall issue from thee, which thou shalt beget, they shall be taken away. They shall be eunuchs. Means they're fixed so they can't have children. Your bloodline will end now in the palace of the king of Babylon. God is, sometimes people might read this, go, God's a little bit rough with this guy. No, I gave you that extra life. I remember I had a problem with my knees. And I used to like getting on my knees to pray. It's just more respectful, whatever it was. But my knees hurt. And I said out loud, it is God that gave me my knees. I don't care if I damaged them. And I got on my knees to pray. And I never had another knee problem again in my life. That's what happens. It is God that gave us life. It is God. Everything is his. Yeah. There's nothing we can give him. Yes, I'll dedicate this church to him. Great, fantastic, marvelous. And we're here and we worship. You give up your times to do the songs. Fantastic. But everything is really his. And I respect that. And when Jesus was on the cross, none of the evil that the people did to him made him evil in any way. He never cursed them. He never shouted at them. He never did anything nasty. The evil that they did to him doesn't cheapen him at all. It just bounced off him. Even more than that, forgive them for they know not what they do. God is higher than all of this stuff. Anyway, let's go to king number 3, Asa. Has anyone ever heard of the King Asa? There was actually 2 at the same time. A king of Israel called Asa and a king of Judah called Asa at the same time. And it was this time. And the Spirit of our God came upon Azariah, the son of Oded. And he went out to meet Asa. And he said to him, hear you me, Asa, and all Judah and Benjamin. The Lord is with you, while you are with him. If you seek him, he will be found of you. But if you forsake him, he will forsake you. Now remember this. People that make deals, covenants with evil, will be forsook. For the evil will come back in their life like a thorn. God is with you. You don't need help from any type of man, because God's with you and he will guide your path and defeat all your enemies. Now for a long season, Israel had been without the true God and without a teaching priest and without the law. Imagine the chaos that's happening here. Chaos. But when they in their trouble, so sometimes trouble's good, they turned to the Lord God of Israel and sought him, he was found of them. Now we need to tell people this. I don't know what to do in my life. Come to Jesus. I don't believe in God. Well, doesn't matter. He's there, whether you believe him or not. If I stand in front of a truck and say, I don't believe the truck's coming, it's not going to stop the truck, is it? It's still going to get whacked. Okay? So, now, and nation was destroyed of nation, and city of city, for God did vex them with all adversity. Why? To help them. Be ye strong, therefore, let not your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded. All the things you do, all the time you give up for church, for Bible study, for these things that you do in your own life, when you go out and tell people about Jesus, all that's going to be rewarded. Never ever doubt that. Now, being strong, yes, it's easy to lose heart when things go wrong. It happens to all of us. Yes, it happens to me. You know, I'm like you. What I'm saying is this: be strong. And when Asa heard these words and the prophecy of Oded the prophet, he took courage. Like you should take courage now from these words. Okay? He put away the abominable idols out of the land of Judah and Benjamin. So there are abominable idols there. No wonder there was problems. You've got abominable idols in the middle of God's feet and you're expecting God's help. Put away the idols, okay? Should have burned them, okay? Out of the cities which had taken the Mount Ephraim, and renewed the altar of the Lord that was before the porch of the Lord. We're coming back. And he gathered all Judah and Benjamin and the strangers with them, out of Ephraim, Manasseh, out of Simeon, everyone. They fell to him out of Israel in abundance when they saw the Lord his God was with him. Also concerning Maachah, the mother of Asa the king, he removed her from being queen because she made an idol in the grove. Asa cut down her idol and stamped it and burnt it at the brook Kedron. He burnt it. His own mother. Now, what do? Maybe your mother's giving you bad advice. Don't listen. If it's against God, why are you doing it? If she's telling you to kiss an idol, my father wanted me to kiss an idol in the church. No, I said. All these people are watching. I don't care. Kiss the idol. Come on, let's just kiss the idol. Come on, everyone's doing it. No. That's how it is. You stand up. I don't care if 1 billion people tell me to do it. I'm not going to do it. That idol is not my God. So, when you have no special treatment, not even for your mother, this is how it works. Now, what is this part here? When they saw the Lord his God was with him. If they see that you're a Christian, they want to come on your side. Do you know how many people are out there now? They're sick of the world the way it is. Now, there's wonderful things in this world, obviously. There's loads of good people as well. But what I'm saying is they're sick of the evil in this world. And what do they want? They want one person from God. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's you. They want one good person and they'll get behind him. They're waiting for one good politician, a godly one, to get behind him. Maybe in America this is happening. Trump wants to bring prayer back to schools. He wants to get rid of this stuff. And fantastic, great. Look how many people are getting behind him. Fantastic. Am I saying he's a good guy? No. Especially because he hangs out with that Paula bike and I hate her. But isn't he 1,000 times more likely to be followed because he comes from God? Yes. So we'll back him, we'll follow him. And any leader who is a genuine Christian, when they saw that the Lord his God was with him, they followed. Okay? And that's what people are waiting for. Now, then Asa. Now the mistake comes. Spot the mistake. Spot the mistake that King Asa has done. He's done great up to now. Again, he united Israel. Asa brought out silver and gold out of the treasures of the house of the Lord. You took treasure out of the house of the Lord and of the king's house and sent it to Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, that dwelt in Damascus, saying, there is a league between me and thee. Who's he making a covenant with? The person he's supposed to destroy. As there was between my father and thy father, behold, I have sent thee silver and gold. Go, break thy league with Baasha, king of Israel. It was Asa Baasha, king of Israel, that he may depart from me. You hired the Syrians to take on the rest of Israel. What have you done? You've made a deal with the devil, the guy you're supposed to defeat. Now, we think that's clever. It's just politics. If we send money to this country, you know, they'll leave us alone. Wrong. It's all you did was remove treasure from the house of God and give it to your enemy. Did you not know that God was with you like he promised? Did you not trust? Let's look what happens. At that time, Hanani, the seer, came to Asa, king of Judah, and said to him, because thou hast relied on the king of Syria and not relied on the Lord, thy God, therefore is the host of the king of Syria escaped out of your hand. You were supposed to destroy them, not pay them with money out of the house of the Lord. Morning, brother. Morning. Were not the Ethiopians and Lubims a huge host, with very many chariots and horsemen? Yet because thou did rely on the Lord, he delivered them into thy hand. Because you relied on the Lord. Now, chariots, they're not scary today because we have tanks, okay, and things like that. Yeah, help her out, someone. Help her out with a baby. His friend's here. Now he's super happy. Now he's very happy. Okay. So, chariots in those days were unstoppable. The horses had blinkers on them. So the horse would charge towards you. And let me tell you something. I've seen what horses can do. A racehorse, they're temperamental. Usually they kick someone. You see them racing and stuff like that, but that's because they've got a lot of... They kick someone, they can kill you. Who's that tough guy we know? That Stelios' brother, what's his name? That's him. Toughest guy you know, ex-special forces and all this. The horse kicked him and broke 3 of his ribs. That's his own horse that he owns. If you've got 6 horses charging towards you at maximum speed, and they can go 40 miles an hour, this thing's unstoppable. Some of these people can have 10 people in each chariot in those days. You can imagine how big these chariots were. But Israel didn't have any. So the only way they won that battle was because God was with them. Now, what it is we feel fear sometimes. We feel like God isn't with us, right? We have that sometimes. I'm in this bad situation. God's not really with me. He has never left your side. Jesus promised, I will be with you always. The King James has it correct. All the way. Always. Your whole life, I'm there. I am there. Your whole life. Yeah. Let's see what happens to Asa. And he tells him, for the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth. I see everything. The eyes of the Lord, I see everything. Every little bad thing, every little good thing, I see it, God says. To show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him. Hearing thou hast done foolishly. Therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars. Then Asa was wroth with the seer, so from being a good guy, and put him in a prison house, for he was in a rage with him because of this thing. And Asa oppressed some of the people at the same time. He's gone from being a good king, he's gone from being a good king to what? Imprisoning the guy who told him the truth, because he doesn't want to hear the truth. You see, you've spoke to people like that, right? La, 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 I don't want to listen, I don't want to listen. Ah, right, okay. Is that... Eleni's not happy. But here's the problem with that. It's people that love you that are telling you this. The seer is telling him this for a reason. I'm giving you advice for a reason because I like you. I'm not giving you advice because I've got nothing else to do today. Whole sermon's about you, Eleni. Just kidding. Just kidding. What it is this, all right? The Bible is this to us, okay? It's to us. We can't get angry because the Bible tells us we're doing something wrong. The problem isn't with the Bible, the problem's with me. Yes, boy, yes. Yes, yes, start preaching, yes. Start from now. Okay, so what do? We take the Bible, we start listening to the Bible. He's messing with the screen. Okay? We don't get angry because someone tells us we're wrong. Stop. Listen. Is that person right? I warned my friend. I warned him. It's okay. It's not going to fall on him. Don't worry. I warned my friend. I said to him, these people are not your friends. My friend Harry, you know him. You're not. These people are not your friends. They're using you to steal cars for them. You're the one with the skill. You're a mechanic. You're a body spray expert. Why are you hanging about with these people that are just using you? He didn't listen. He didn't listen. He didn't listen. He didn't listen to his mum. He didn't listen to me. He didn't listen to his brother. Then he went to prison for 10 years because those friends, to save themselves, sold him out. 10 years. Now that's... John, that's enough. For something he didn't do. He went to prison for 10 years for something he didn't do. All right, he probably stole enough cars to rack up that prison sentence. But, but the point was, your friends. Who are the people that love you? Most of the time, it's your parents. Most of the time, it's your parents. Now, I know what it is to grow up. I know what's best, Mum. You remember those days? You remember those days, didn't you? With fond glory and great memories. No, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not going to. And how did I learn? I learned this way. I wasted a lot of my life. Now, what is it? I'm 50 years old now. What happens? I've only just had a son. Why? Because I wanted to waste my life. I would have had a grandson by now. If I'd have followed the Bible and married you know, a good godly person, I would have had a grandson. Who missed out? Not God, me. I missed out. Okay? I've had wonderful, wonderful few years. Okay? I could have had more. All I had to do was listen to the Bible. Now, uh, at times, got to be wrong. Okay. Now, for those listening on the video, I'll pray for you to be strong, very strong. I'll pray for the church to be strong. In fact, let's do that now. Let's pray. My God in heaven, praise, glory, and honor to your name. Lord, I ask that you bless the church. And when I say the church, I don't just mean this one. I mean your church around the world. Lord, strengthen those Christians with whatever it takes as you strengthen those in the Bible. Strengthen every person here to never ever compromise on your word. To never ever compromise and be soft in doing the duties of a Christian. To fight evil wherever we can and to bring glory and honor to your name and never shame. Blessed be your name. Amen. Now, one last thing, and I promise I'll leave you alone. Okay? It's very easy for the devil to attack you when you're weak. That's when he comes. Okay? You're feeling a little bit depressed, a little bit low. A problem has come into your life. The first thing he attacks is your faith. Oh, God isn't with me anymore. Never ever say that. He has never left you. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. Just let me in. Just let me in. And that's it. And that's our message for the rest of the day. So we're going to close there for the video. For those watching, God bless you and have a great week, and we'll see you next week.